This video is about ADHD and getting diagnosed and why it's important to get diagnosed. The reason I'm making this video is because it changed my life to get diagnosed, and it might change yours. So let me start at the start. 6 months ago, I was diagnosed with ADHD, without the H, because I wasn't hyper, but it's not an official diagnosis. It's a small detail. You would think, oh, you got diagnosed with ADD, that's fine. You mean you've had it all your life, so what does it change? Let me tell you, it changed everything. I mean, not to boast, but this is just what my psychiatrist told me, so this is what it is. This is just what it is. So it's a humble brag, okay? This is usually my intelligence level. Not to boast, but that's just how I was born. It's my IQ. Because of ADD, it drops a little because you're distracted, you're funny in your head, you're an idiot, that sort of thing. But until the very end of high school, this was the difficulty degree. So my IQ, even if it's normally higher, it went lower because of the ADD, it was still higher than that. But nearing the end of high school, this got higher and this didn't. So I failed. I dropped out. And then I started to realize I should be able to do this. I couldn't. Weird. So fair enough. Let's move on and go to college. Long story short, I did six different educations. I failed all of them apart from the last one. And I still haven't finished that one. It wasn't because I was lazy. It wasn't because I was stupid. It was because I had ADD and I didn't know. Basically, of course, part of me was stupid and I was a fat kid, so people would think, oh, he's lazy, and I was lazy. But part of it is literally one of the things with ADD is you're inattentive because you have ADD. Things are going on in your head, but no one notices because you're not walking around like an idiot because you don't have the hyperactivity. So you just seem lazy. And that's a problem. And because you seem lazy, or because your intelligence is higher and you don't go below the difficulty level, people won't think you have ADD. It happens with ADHD as well. So that was my problem as well. No one diagnosed me because they thought he's just lazy. But he's very smart, so that's what happened. That's what happened in high school, that's what happened in college. Not exactly, because, of course, I had ADD, but I didn't know that. Because of failing all these colleges, I started to feel terrible about myself. I thought, you know what, I am lazy. I'm so lazy, I don't know what's wrong with me. But at some point I started to think, it can't be just laziness, can it? I started to think, why can't I get myself a diploma? Even from a low degree college. I'm not saying I'm very smart or anything, but I thought I had it in me. And then it turns out that I didn't, or at least that's what I thought. Because I had ADD, but I didn't know. And I was depressed, and I was insecure, and I didn't know why everything failed. Until I thought, okay, let's just get diagnosed. Let's just have a talk with a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist will tell me, okay, this is what's wrong with you. And if the psychiatrist said, you're just lazy, there's literally nothing wrong with you mentally, then I would have just said, okay, fine, it's my fault. I need to be more productive. I need to be less lazy. But psychiatrist said, hey, my man, you have a little bit of autism, but so does everyone, so don't worry. But you do have, big fat ADD. And I thought, yes, I really liked it because I could move on. I got my medicine, I got some planning lessons. I'm doing this now. I wasn't doing this before anything. Since I've been diagnosed 6 months ago, my life has changed completely. In 6 months, I have done more with my future than in the past 6 years. I'm not joking. If you think, oh, something's wrong with me, I seem lazy but I'm not, please get yourself tested. If there is something wrong, you can fix it. You can get medicine, you can get help. You at least know what's wrong and you can give it a place in your life, you know? And if the psychiatrist says, I'm sorry, but there's literally nothing wrong with you, you're just not very active or proactive in your life, that's fine. That means that you have to change something. Of course, when you do get diagnosed, you still need to do something, obviously, but you can get help. And you know that it's not just your fault, that you've wasted 7 years of your life. There is a little problem which you have to be really careful about. If you get diagnosed and you think, wow, the past 7 years, I could have done something if I just got diagnosed sooner. And this is what I thought, and I just went a bit crazy. I got really emotional, and really mad at myself and at other people and at everyone around me for like a week, because I thought, if I just got diagnosed earlier, 1 year, 2 years, it would be good if it was 7 years, but at least 1 year, I would have been in such a different place right now. But like all things that happened in the past and that you cannot do anything about anymore, then you're just wasting time thinking about wasted time. And that's still a waste of time. So who cares? Just be happy that you get diagnosed. I was really happy in the end. I still really am. I'm doing this. I'm really enjoying this, even if it fucking fails. I really don't care, because if this fails, I'll try something else. Because you know why? I have medicine now. I have a planning system now. I am so grateful for taking that first step to being diagnosed. I was doubting so many things in my life, so many different things, and I thought they have to have one explanation, and it was fucking ADD. It was a fucking thing that's been in my head forever, and it will be in my head forever, and I'm very, very fine with that, because that makes my personality really fun. I'm so happy. Everything just falls off your shoulders. At least it did for me. It feels as if my life has just started. Get diagnosed. If you're doubting yourself, if you think something's wrong but you're not sure what it is, get diagnosed. The worst thing that can happen is the fact that it is you and you don't have anything, and that's fine. That just means that you have to change. If you do have something, fine, good, you can get help for that. I just really wanted to make this video because I think it's really important, and it changed my life forever, and I hope it will hopefully change yours. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I've been recording for 40 minutes, but that's fine. That's fine. I hope you learned something from this, and if you haven't, thanks for watching anyway. And if you're not watching anymore, your mum.